Hey, sixth graders, happy Monday. Short week today, so cohort B, I'm talking to you, and then tomorrow I get you live, and then Wednesday's first chapter's Wednesday. Enough of you wanted to do that, so we're going to go back to a normal, and then that's it for about 4 days, and we'll come back and we'll kind of do the final push till winter break. So our job this week is to finish up our biggest assignment yet, and I'm going to try to go through your final steps with you, cohort B. Okay, so really the theme of today is this, is that every project we have that's bigger than like a day or like a reflection or a discussion section, we really want to like make sure we understand that in middle school, you start to get into this idea of presentation polish. The last step of any project is presentation or exhibition or showing it off, right? I was just watching the Great British Baking Show. And like the final step is not only that their cake or their cookie or their tart tastes really great, it has to look good too. There's two components. It's called design. Design matters. So anyway, we're gonna give you time today to polish your presentation, your paper, and there's a couple of things you really got to make sure we look at. So capitalization is correct, sentences are fluent, I mean spelling is solid, paragraphs indented, and then I'm going to give you a format to do your final paper so that everyone's turning in something that looks the same. So let's talk about paragraphs. This is a really important lesson because I'm noticing some of you don't know how to break paragraphs, and that's okay because we're still learning. So the question is, when do I start a new paragraph? And there are really 4 rules to that, okay? These are the 4 rules. If you're going to write something down today, write this down or snapshot it. This is important. So in my writing, whether I'm writing nonfiction or whether I'm writing fiction, like you're doing for this assignment, which is the Write Like an Author assignment, you want to start a new paragraph when the topic changes, when we stop talking about one thing and we start talking about another. When the time changes, if a character is moving through the story and some time has passed. When the place changes, if they've gone from one location and then they say, now I'm in my living room, that's one of those moments where that changes too. And then when a new character has dialogue, and we're not going to go into that, but if a character is having a chat with another character, every time a new character speaks, new paragraph, even if it's one word, it's how we are able to see that things are different in terms of who's speaking. Okay, so let's do an example. Last night I dreamed I was a bear that devoured a whole camp full of students. Teacher dream? Eating their students because they drive them crazy. It was great. They tasted like chicken, Cane's chicken. Within the dream, however, there was a symbol that really caught my attention. It was a triangle with an eyeball inside it. Illuminati. Okay, guys, this is a topic change. If you think about it, so most of the dream is about this. So it starts out with talking about the dream in general. Then it switches to that specific symbol. So really, we need to have this wonderful indent right there because that is where our topic changes. Now we're talking about the symbol. Okay, so that's when the subject, whatever your character is talking about, when they talk about something different, it switches. Here's another one. Last night I dreamed I was a bear that devoured a whole camp full of students. It was great. They tasted like chicken, Cane's chicken, with special sauce. I must have eaten like 50 kids in one big phenomenal forest feast. When I woke up much later from this dream, I realized I had the first day of summer school and my dream had made sense. Okay, so here's the thing. Time changes here, right there. When I woke up is the next morning. So if you think about it, this is talking about last night. This is talking about the next morning. Time has changed. New paragraph. All right, third one. Last night I dreamed I was a bear that devoured a whole camp full of students. There was literally circus music playing as I ate and ate until I wiped out every kid in the campsite. Again, teachers have twisted dreams. I woke up in my bed with a stupid grin on my face. I worked my way across the hall to my kitchen to prepare a smoothie and an egg for breakfast. I noticed that same feeling from the dream crept back into me and I began to smile. Okay, right there. We got a place change. Okay, so the person here wakes up in bed. So we're in bed. Now they're suddenly in the hallway. That's a location shift. So we need a new paragraph there. Okay. All right. Lastly, when a speaker changes, last night I dreamed I was a bear that would devour a whole camp full of students. There was literally circus music playing. I ate and ate until I wiped out every kid in the campsite. I woke up in my bed with a stupid grin on my face. Hey, moron, called my stupid friend who was renting one of my rooms down the hall. I rubbed my eyes and responded, yeah, what? Don't forget, he shouted, to buy me honey today. So bear, honey, get it? Every time someone speaks, I want a new paragraph. That means I don't need to put stuff like he said, she said, anything like that. It really sticks to ultimately each person gets a new paragraph when they speak or when the description is about them. So right here, they're not saying anything, but they say, I rubbed my eyes and responded, yeah, what? That is what's called a tag. So anyway, not too much of that. All right, lastly, now that we got paragraphs in, the format. So your paper should all look the same. And the reason why we do that is your paper is looking the same means I can focus on your wonderful writing and not the style or the design. So here we go. The format should be on your paper. Your name should be moved to the left. Then it should be, this is your first and last name, just so you know. First and last name. You're not a Brazilian soccer player, meaning you have one name. Your teacher's name, so that's Mr. Slaby. Class name, ELA6, and then date is day, month, and year, which would look like this. Today is the 23rd, November, 2020. Okay, that's how that would be. This is all a certain style, and we want to keep that up. Okay, all right, then you should have a title. That's the name of your character. Jackson, Jose, Jacqueline, Amir, right? Those are names that we put right, and that should be centered. And that, just so everyone knows, is something that you set. So you don't just go space over. Don't do that. All right, here is indented. Now here's so we, just so everyone knows, on a computer, the tab button does that. If you don't know, because it's hard on an iPad, you do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 spaces on an iPad gives you that nice indent. Not 1, not 2, but 10. Oops. 10. Okay, so that's important. And then you just continue on your merry way. Last thing is, you'll notice that this is double spaced. So it's different. In an iPad, there's a little 3 dots up here. You want to click on that and go to paragraph, or not dots. You want to click on the letter. So it's like an A. Click on that A, and then you go to line spacing, and you want it to be double. That's how you want it to look. Okay. So that being said, here's one more thing to look at. So remember Leona? So this is the chapter that that we read, and I kind of smushed everything together. So I want to show you how this would look. So your final paper, so here's how your name would be. So I am Colin Slaby, and make sure everything is, I don't want any bold here. So this is for those of you who stayed to the end. This is how you have a perfect looking paper. Okay. I have Colin Slaby. I have Mr. Slaby as my teacher, ELA6, and it is 23 November. Very trouble. 2020. Okay. This should be centered. And this should give a space. That should be indented. All right, I read. This is about her granny right here. I was thinking about her one day. Oh, so this is a change in time. So I hit return, and it's probably going to be like this. So I got to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, just so you see the space. That's why I left the highlight. Okay, I'm going through this again. Turned out they had shovels. So right here, she's talking about the Gibbs Street Garden. Oh, she's talking about the garden, and then right here, oh, she changes. Now she's talking about the garbage. So she is now talking about the garbage. So that's different. Okay. The ones who don't want to pay, we can't get to the helicopter shift. We got to cover the spine. Smells enough to cross in the summer. Oh, that's about, now she's going to talk about the gardeners. So she was talking about City Hall and the trash. Okay, but I knew Precious that job was for the telephone. Okay, I marched on home. Oh, there's a location change. Oh, so that's got to be a different spot. Okay, I got 2 kids in high school that has more next morning. Oh, time change. That's a new paragraph. All right, drank me a tall glass of water. Then I opened the phone book and started dialing. So she's dialing to the City Hall. You ever watch? Oh, she's talking about a sax player. So she's talking about something else. That's a topic change. All right, there we go. One last thing I got to do. I'm going to highlight everything, and I'm going to double space it. Now, look differently on your iPad. There I go. Okay, that's how we want this to look. So team, those of you that are in your you're with me in the video, what your job is to do for today is to watch these directions. They're really important, so watch them. And then go through, and you're going to want to make sure that you're giving me a polished thing. So back to this, think about like anything like right here, but not granny. If that's lowercase, I got to make sure that's capital. If this was Atlanta, Atlanta's a place. Atlanta needs to be capitalized. All right. So those are things you learned in grade school. So those are all the things that we're looking for today is some polish, polish, polish. You will submit your assignment today, which means you would actually click on you'd click on your document and there's a little submit button up here and you would click that for today. Okay, I'm here all day. Send me some emails or some messages if you struggled. Tomorrow, cohort B, we can also polish up. So if you have trouble submitting today, you could actually give me an email and we can talk about it and we can solve it tomorrow. All right, everyone, thanks for watching. I know this is long, but it's important. I'll see you later.